Alrighty, everybody. So I am jumping into another random chess. I think I'd like to start here. Yeah, my opponent has the same idea. So I've got both of these now unlocked, and I'm wondering if I should fight for the center. I'm debating on castling. I guess I'm so confused nowadays. I can't even think straight. So I'm going to go ahead for this capture. Notice if my opponent captures here, his rook hangs. And now there are some issues along this diagonal that he's going to have to contend with. I'm being extra greedy. This is now an issue for my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and move back because I want to get out. Yep, see, my opponent is trying to remaneuver this knight so I can move out. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get moved out. Let's hold off on that, actually. Nope, cancel. Let's hold off on that. Well, can I get here? Does that do anything for me? No, not yet. All right. That is ready to move, so I don't need to do anything about it. Let's go ahead and get... something like that, maybe? Or do I want to leave the queen on this side? No, I don't want to do that. I don't know how I'm going to get my queen into the game, to be honest with you. Question is, where does it... Let's go ahead and just bring this rook all the way home, I think. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, next up, this knight needs to get involved somewhere, and it's kind of blocked by this particular... I think the king might end up being stuck at home, guys. Neither one of these knights can get out right now. So he's trying to play the same game I played, but you know what? I'm going to let him have it. I'm 100% okay with that maneuver. Let's go ahead and trade more. So I've got a double attack on this particular pawn now. I do have to be careful here, but I'm up so much of material right now that, okay, so here is the concern, right? But I have it covered. Well, there's that. My opponent is playing so fast, I think he's just completely given up the ghost at this point in time. Let me just grab here. Actually, we'll grab this way and we'll start setting up a mating net, I think. All right, let's go ahead with this now. And then that is going to really start to drive this point home. My opponent's only move is backwards, and I should be able to... let me think for a second. Is that it? That takes away all these, it takes away all those. He can still go here. So let's just go this way. He still has pawn moves, so there's no concern there, but this should do it. There we go. All right. GG, well played. My opponent wants to play another one. I think I'm going to go ahead and say yes. We'll see. We'll jump right into it, right? We'll jump right into it. And we'll do a twofer. What do you say? All right, so my opponent's looking to get the queen out. Let's stick with this same... what if I were to do this? No, that blocks in this guy. So it'd have to be this. And that is defended. Okay. So that's defended, but here we go. We were able to get both of our bishops online again. And actually, should we take with the bishop? Let's take with the bishop. My opponent's just moving too fast, I believe. They're just absolutely pre-moving. Yeah, these are completely unnecessary moves. That's defended. So now, that is still defended. It's actually defended twice, come to think of it. This particular square, how well defended is this particular square? Do I have any tricks? No, I don't think so. So let us just slide back. Still defended. I'd like to make this, okay. I'm going to start with this particular move because this is pinned. So I've traded off that. This pawn is still pinned. So let's put some pressure on that pawn. What do you say? No, that's covered. So I won that pawn. I'm going to lose that pawn, though. Okay. So now we're back to even. My king's a wee bit exposed. I'm not in love with that. I can grab a whole knight, though. Yep, that's good. And then we'll throw a check in here. We'll get our knight out and into the board somehow. Where do we want the knight to go? It's immediately attacking the bishop. I'm actually thinking I'd like to get it up into this kind of mess somewhere. Yeah. Let's go ahead and infiltrate. Nope. I do not like where this bishop is going, by the way. I have no good plans for the bishop. Let me start by go ahead and making this exchange. I'm putting myself under the pawn so that I don't run into situations where I can't get out. Luckily, this square is covered. I'm threatening a pawn. Actually, you know what did I just say? Nah. Yeah, that's an exchange, right? So I'm up the exchange. Let's go ahead and grab this pawn. That comes with check now. Again, my opponent's just moving way too fast. Just absolutely too fast for his own good, I think. I'd like to get back here somehow. That is defended. Put the rook on a dark square. Now everybody's on dark squares. His only attacking piece is the light square bishop. I'm daring him to take and dropping an entire bishop. And so now we come to cleanup. So how do we want to clean up? We can make another passed pawn this way. Now that he's moved over, I have access to this pawn. From here, we can drive down like that. If he takes, that's fine. Oh, actually, you know what? This is not fine. I need to defend because my rook is trapped. I can't get my rook over and down. So I have to defend this square. My opponent's just moving too fast. Okay. Let me see if I can remember my mating patterns, y'all. Let's start by cutting off the king. Really, yeah, I'd really like to cut him off up this way. I do not want him. There we go. That'll take care of that. It is defended. And now all I got to do is walk my king in. Taking away these 3 squares. Let's cut him off. I got to remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've done this, y'all. We'll push him back again. Cut him off. In this case, I think I want to do this. Damn, I don't remember, y'all. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah, cut him off. And we can move this way. I'm not even using the bishop here. And we can move this way. Go there. Now he can live in these 4 squares. I got to get my king on the other side, though. I got to get my king to be the one that's cutting him off. Let's see if you said anything in the chat room. Time to think, little by little, brilliant game. Hey, thanks. You too. So normally I don't leave the chat open, but my opponent had been stalling there for a little bit. I do want to say that I think that my opponent just moved way too fast. We have lots of time, and by pre-moving some of his moves, and I mean, look at his clock. His clock is almost 2 minutes more than the starting time because of that 5-second increment. So he's just been blitzing through moves one after the other, and he's ended up with a massive clock advantage. But if he had taken an additional 4 minutes, he'd still have a clock advantage, and I think he'd be in a better position. So my opponent has a couple of choices of where to go. So let's think this through. So if my opponent were to go here, then I come here, and he has to go here, and that's checkmate. If my opponent goes here, then I come... Damn it, I practiced this. I should know. Is it here? And then he comes back. No, see, I don't remember how to do that. He goes here. I guess I could go here. And then all he can do is wiggle back and forth. So if he goes here, and then he comes back, and then I come back. And then he goes here. Damn, I don't remember. Here? I wish I knew my training better, guys. I wish I knew these end games better. I wish I had better memory for this. Like, I wish I could just go, oh yeah, it's this, da 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 da, and just, I know this. I have an extra bishop that I could be using. Hell, I could be marching at this point in time now. Literally, I could just march pawns, right? My opponent, by keeping my king and my rook like this, my opponent cannot do anything except wander around these 4 squares. If he were to move back onto this back row at all, I immediately move my king here, and my king has now created a wall. My rook, all my rook has to do now is just slide over. Again, the opponent's king is back stuck on these 3 squares. I can wiggle my king up and down until my opponent's king is on here or here, and then I can checkmate. So if my opponent goes to the back on either one, I know how to checkmate. What I don't know how to do is what happens if he goes here? I guess I can, if he goes here, I guess I can move my rook and just trap him into these 2 squares. And then I can move my king around. Yeah, I guess that's what I'll have to do. If he goes here, I move the rook. At which point in time, he's free to wiggle this way. And as long as my king does not leave the side of my rook, then I never can lose the rook. He can never capture. So if he goes here, rook goes here, and then all I have to do is walk. Then his king is waddling back and forth here. My king is here. I'm cutting off these 3 squares. My rook can now No, I'll be here. My king is here. My rook is here. He's just going to waddle back and forth. All I have to do is waste a move somewhere. This way, in this case, because he's cut off. Until he wiggles into that corner, and then I can take it. Okay. I have a plan to do a rook versus king only. A rook and king versus king endgame. Wondering what my opponent's doing here. So I've been rambling. I'm not going to do an analysis of this. This is the random style, so we're just going to let it go and see what happens. I'm just going to wait up. But yeah, the analysis from this is not that hard to see. I guess the analysis of it, I feel like I've done a decent job of kind of walking through this as the game progressed. My opponent just simply played too fast and did not make smart choices. That's it. Simply put. So from this starting position, this is starting position for anyone keeping track. Starting position 223, 223. Again, Chess960, also known as random chess, or Fisher random, specifically Fisher random, named after Bobby Fischer. But Chess960, because there's 960 possible combinations of the back row pieces. And this is variation 223. We've got this great bishop pair on both sides of the board. And you saw that my goal was to get them opened up as soon as possible, just to take advantage of them. The knights can hop over. I never ended up castling because, yeah, I don't know how to get both the queen into the game and the bishops into the game without disturbing the pawn structure on both sides of the table. So I didn't see a real easy way to get castled. So leaving the king in the center just kind of happened naturally. Yep. I guess that's it. All right, guys, I'm gonna hang this one up. I guess my opponent's just gonna let the clock run out. So this was a fun game, a fun series. This was 2 games, fun series of games. I really enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to playing some more games, and I'm gonna keep playing ranked games just so I can get an ELO rating, so that way I can get paired up with people that are about my skill level, just so I can try to practice this a little bit. But yeah, we'll keep playing. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope something good happens for you today. Bye.